Welcome to Metal Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground. I'm Jeff Rappaport.
And I'm Brian Biley.
And I'm Jaron Gulino.
And we have here...
Attacker.
All right. Thanks for coming, guys. Making this 7-hour trip here.
Oh, pleasure. Not quite 7. But
Yeah. Trying to make it exciting for you. Yeah.
All right.
So now the first question I have for you is, what's the biggest difference between 1983 and now?
Number one, I mean, I would say like the scene itself, clubs. I mean, there's really nowhere to play. I mean, you're out trying to play. You got a handful of clubs. Nobody wants to pay you. At least back in the day, if you played a club like Lemoore in Brooklyn, you know, you would get paid. You know, even an opening act would get like $250 to open for a national or something. Now everybody wants you to pay or play for free. So it's, you know, to me that's the biggest thing. There really isn't a scene per se like there used to be.
So do metal bands play now purely out of love of the music?
I would say so. Yeah, I mean, you play just because you love it, but you know, there is a point where if you play too much and do too many shows that just wind up being crappy shows, you kind of get disillusioned, and it's actually better to do, I think, less shows, do better quality shows, and do them, you know, few and far between. This way, people want to come see you, because, you know, people that when they get a little older, they're not going out to clubs. You know, young kids like, you know, a different breed of metal too. They don't necessarily like the older school kind of metal as much. So
Guys like us have been doing it for like 25 years and we still aren't big name bands. We do it because we love it. You know, it's not because we're making money doing it. You know, that's why we all have day jobs. You know, I mean,
we do it for free pizza.
And we do it for absolutely nothing.
See, we're all making about the same.
Another major difference is the internet too. I mean, because we didn't have the internet back then, but it's a double-edged sword because the internet gets your music out there. But you also have people on YouTube who are posting bands' whole albums, and people don't go out and buy them because they can go on YouTube and listen to the whole album, or they can upload it for free on these, download it on these sites for free, and then the artist doesn't make any money. We don't get any royalties.
Yeah, record sales are like a thing of the past, pretty much.
People are, you know, eventually there's going to be, all the clubs are going to shut down. People are going to sit on their ass at home and watch, you know, live shows on via the internet or something. I mean, I think that's the future of it.
Yeah. Like our show. Yeah. Sit around on Friday night and they're eating pizza, but they're not here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, perhaps bands will be doing it live shows, you know, webcast or something. I really don't know how it's going to work out, but we're still trying to do it.
Now, I know Attacker was rooted in, I don't know if I pronounce it wrong, Tolkien. Is that right?
Yeah, the first album was.
Right. Yeah. So. You guys, since then, the movies came out. How do you guys like those Lord of the Rings movies?
Awesome.
Yeah, I thought they were fantastic. Yeah,
I think
great epics.
Peter Jackson used that album cover as a reference point.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You should have.
With the bug and the scared looking He-Man. No. It's like classic bad, you know. We're more remembered for that.
The first Face Warning album cover.
Yeah, same thing.
The original.
Looked like it was drawn by a blind person, you know, who was like 6. Blind kid.
I love that kid.
I know, they're great covers. I mean, you know, just nostalgia-wise.
Yeah, he was a modern-day Tiny Tim.
That's true.
Kid, yeah.
Modern-day Tiny Tim.
What would you say makes Europe so much of a better scene than U.S.?
Props. I'll tell you what. I know. Well, I would say because people who liked something 25 years ago still like it.
Yeah.
From what I've noticed, it seems to be the English-speaking countries, like, you know, obviously U.S., England, Australia, Canada. They seem to be more trendy. In other words, whatever's hot at the time, that's what people. That's what I guess maybe you know. I don't know if it's necessarily labels and stuff or radio, but people tend to always go, "Oh yeah, I used to like metal when I was a kid." But in Europe, you see people showing up, you know, who are in their 40s, 50s, whatever, still got the patch jackets on, and now they got their kids with them who have patch jackets on. They still like, I think, newer stuff, some people, but they still like what they used to like. They don't look at it as if, well, I was a kid then, and, you know, it's a different thing. They embrace it, you know, it's their lifestyle, basically.
I never did understand that whole, I used to like it when I was a kid thing.
Yeah, it's retarded.
That's like parents.
Yeah.
That's like my mother likes, you know, 50s music from when she was a kid. Does she stop liking it? No, you still like it.
Yeah, my mom still likes to doo-wop.
My mother, father, that's what I grew up on was doo-wop and Elvis Presley, you know, pretty much when I was a kid.
You know.
And a little polka thrown in.
Exactly.
Control. Just listen to control.
That was the first drum beat I learned. Actually, it's the polka beat.
Yeah.
Not really. Thank you anyway for that.
People's attention spans are just getting shorter and shorter anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean,
You think
that's
metal would be good for that though? It's fast and
Not all of it,
This
though.
is true, you know, and ironically, it's
like
weird, like
80s
metal's bigger than ever.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, in the English-speaking countries.
Yeah, but it's
bigger
still the
than ever at
smallest
same
thing.
time.
You know, everything's
It's
just
still
so
the
big.
smallest thing, but it's true, but it seems like it's just, you know, a couple
A lot.
years ago, you could go to like 3 or 4 shows a week in New York City. Like,
No, you
this
still,
is
you
like-
still could
like,
actually. I mean, there's still a ton of shows, but you know, a lot of the stuff that's big now, it's a lot of the younger bands, like really young bands that came out and they tour constantly.
Screamo and emo and all that.
Exactly,
crap.
but they get on all these like Warped Tour things and all that, and they just constantly tour. And you know, they're actually doing really well. All those bands. A lot of those bands are managed by, you know, like old, like guys who I know, like JJ French from Twisted Sister. He manages some bands. I'm not sure. I forget the names of them, but he manages some of the bands like that, like younger bands that he's got them out on the road doing stuff, and you know, they're the ones really doing it. The older bands really, you know, we're still just kind of, you know, slugging it out, but we're having fun doing it. But those are the bands that are really making headway.
But you'll never hear about those bands 5 years from now, in my opinion. Most of these bands that are trendy now and like in.
No, you'll probably get a couple of them that one or
Maybe
two,
two or
make
three,
it big
yeah,
and-
maybe 2 or 3.
But you know, but at least
always
they're getting to do what they love to
60
do.
of them.
That's sort of always the case. You know, few will remain.
Yeah, I mean, the cream will rise and everything else will sink. You know,
Not necessarily the cream sometimes
Well, that's
rises
true.
either.
it doesn't matter. Whoever rose, you can't argue with success.
I say cream. What would you say? What would you guys say defines heavy metal?
Bobby's pants.
There's a lot going on with
Bam,
it.
baby.
Can you stand up and model those for us?
Kind of
that
looks like
is-
you got caught in a meat grinder.
Those are
Check
some
me out.
sexy pants.
I need Bon Jovi's French Jack.
I'll make them for you. Just contact me on Facebook. Do artwork.
Yeah, he actually.
Really, you make pants?
Make anything, man. All kinds of garments.
Nice.
Denim jackets, painted leathers,
He
whatever
just
you
put
want.
them in his dresser drawer.
Just for that sketching.
He knits, he crochets.
Do you?
No, that's Rosie Greer, not me.
You're not in there.
No knits.
Can you crimp like my hair?
Maybe we can work
Just
something out.
yeah, I
Something
like
like
that.
that. On a top. Probably put a little maiden on there or something.
Ooh, I like that.
Grow the front with a little Superman curl.
Yeah.
You got the bedazzler at home.
I know. I didn't notice there's a lot of
These came like
bedazzling
this,
going on.
man. These came like this.
These
actually.
came with bedazzle.
I can't lie.
He can't take the credit for
I
that.
can't, no. But the Eddie, yeah. I get credit for
But
that.
I guess if you're saying what defines metal, I guess it's, you know, the aggressiveness of the music, and you know, it's just it's a rebellious thing. It's high energy. You know, I mean, and I guess if you want to talk about an image, you know, what defines it image-wise is like, you know, the denim and leather, you know, I mean, that kind of thing, and you know, as you can see, you know,
Volume,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
guitars, screaming guitars, wailing vocals, pounding drums,
Tightness, too.
subsonic bass,
basing bass
Well,
players.
technical
subsonic bass. Yeah.
Sounds like-
And it'll always be here too.
Sounds like metal should have like a lot of overlap with the homosexual community.
And what-
Leather
Don't say that
denim
to
and
Rob
tightness.
Halford.
What do you think? Alfred?
I'll drink to that. All right, and I'm next to this guy. I felt something going
It's
on.
not, yeah,
Here.
we're not feeling
We're
something.
trisexual.
Yeah, did you say he was trisexual?
We're trisexual.
You come to the right spot. Speaking on a serious note, do you guys think there's enough poop in metal?
Enough poop?
Yeah.
There's never enough poop.
That Dickinson.
Yeah. That'd be another side job for him because he's got like 30 jobs. You know, he's like an aircraft pilot. You know.
Oh, yeah, everything.
Fencer. Next would be like poop picker upper. He's like that doggy service that goes in the backyard picks somebody's poop up.
And he will master it though too.
Yeah, he will. He'll be the craftsman of his trade.
Exactly.
You guys are talking about one of my idols, man. Chill.
My favorite singer too.
Yeah, you too?
Yeah.
Well, my top three are Dickinson, Halford, and Theo.
Jimmy
Theo
Durante.
passed.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy Durante.
Yeah, the old guys like Ian Gillan.
We don't talk about Jimmy Durante nearly enough on this show.
See, you gotta bring it up. more.
I got a million.
So what do you guys do when you're not medaling? I know this is not a full-time job for you. I mean, it is, but but you got to pay your bills too.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I'm a technician for Verizon. I install like the FiOS TV stuff, all that. You know, do DSL and stuff like that. And
I'm a solar technician.
I work in a World Financial Center, do Wall Streety stuff.
Wow.
He's
It's a rich guy with the short hair over there.
Yeah, he is.
And
Not really.
He flies the jet for us.
Oh,
I spin straw into gold.
wow!
Rumpel still skin.
I'd like to see that.
Old school.
Is the fiber optics really better than the cable?
it actually is, believe it or not.
Because we had a guy that works for Comcast. He says the same thing.
No, I don't
no,
believe Comcast.
it's actually not. Listen, I don't necessarily
Comcast.
like my company.
Yeah.
I do it because it's a living. But the product, the fiber optic picture is better than cable TV picture, hands down. Like if you have a regular old tube TV and put a FiOS box and a cable box, it actually does look better. So yes, you tell your cable buddy, he don't know what he's talking about.
There's a guy from Flesh Engine.
Oh, we should have them on debate each other.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's sick.
We should have you
Pissed
debate.
at, let me tell you, I'm pissed that Verizon
Comcast
doesn't
couch.
come to my part of
Yeah,
town.
they
You
don't
got to
meet-
tell your
I'm
boss.
going to
Yeah,
put a
me
good
neither.
word in for you.
Because
Don't worry.
down the street, like literally, seriously, 2 blocks from me, you can get Verizon. Where I live, two blocks away, you can't get Verizon. I'm stuck with
You
Comcast.
call up, they say, listen, move. What can I tell you?
Comcast bites, man. I had a lot of problems with them lately.
Now, some of you guys are not drinking any longer, right? And I noticed on our show we've had a lot of guys. This is not like the first time, like, oh, I'm shocked these guys aren't going to drink, because it happens fairly often. Do you think there's less drugs and drinking in metal nowadays?
I hope so. I think so.
I mean, maybe with the older people that have kind of been through the ringer already, but I mean, I can't speak for obviously younger bands. Who knows what the hell they're doing? But
He can.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, he's the young guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Not as
There's
much.
more, not as much?
Everybody's got everything.
Oh, no, it's still going on.
Oh, you mean it's still happening? It's
Yeah.
still going on.
yeah, it's just
It starts younger. You know?
People are still on the pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all are. They all smoke pot.
I don't necessarily, I think a lot of the other drugs are a lot worse. I mean, I don't smoke pot or drink or drug anymore. I haven't done anything for Jesus, man. Not since like I started getting clean in '99. But if I didn't stop personally, I'd be dead right now or in jail. Seriously, I mean, it was.
so we'd
it was
be
getting
having a
that
corpse
bad.
sitting here singing
Yeah,
for us.
zombie.
grinder.
We'd have a zombie.
It was a matter of how much you drank and amongst other things you did. And that's, I think, in excess of how much you did. That's all. So you talk to yourself and you said, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got bands like Miley and stuff,
Yeah,
telling all the
yeah.
stories about it, and then you get the kids like, oh man, I'm gonna go crazy too. So
I mean, it sounds
Set a bad
great,
example,
Well,
but-
It's
funny
not a
though,
glamorous
because
thing.
It's like, my brother's is a New Jersey State Trooper, and he, works at PNC, and he works at, is it still called PNC?
Yeah,
Art Center?
PNC.
He works there sometimes, and he said that the craziest show partying-wise that he worked was No Doubt.
Wow.
Gwen Stefani. was
Maria.
saying, where they like hauled like 10 teenage girls away for alcohol poisoning. He's like, those are the worst.
yeah,
It's funny because like a lot of the metal shows I've been to, they seem pretty. Actually, kids seem pretty contained. I mean, compared to like when we used to go see like Iron Maiden at what was it called?
Madison
Brendan
Square
Byrne
Garden,
Arena,
Brendan
where people would be
Byrne.
like flipping cars over. There'd be bonfires and like 20 people would be fighting. I mean, it was like. I think it used to be a lot crazier.
On that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but on that note, we got to take a quick break and then come back to this. Okay?